Yeah, and so there's so many things I want to get into, but I want to kind of keep a sequence of events. So then, moving forward, when did you, start to? For me, there was moments where I started to see the contradictions in
Mm-hmm.
the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Como when I'd get locked up, the little shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was my jefita and the homies, and the homies. It wasn't that they didn't have the means to care for me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't their fault.
Yeah.
But at the time, I took it a little personal.
Yeah.
So, and we're still good. It's all love, but my family was always there for me. So, and those little things, those were the little seeds that started to make. And then I had love in my heart, homie, and I just,
Right.
I couldn't keep doing that. I just wanted to know when you started to open up to this precious knowledge that you have, and how did that begin?
Well, that happened like gradually, a little bit here and there. But I mean, as far as me seeing or opening my eyes and the like banging on my own community, like fuck, these are homies. I'm going to the other side of the fucking freeway to go bang on a homeboy that looks just like me. You know what I mean? He grew up on rice and beans like me. Like he's poor. He's gonna go home and listen to oldies or Carlos Jaina. He's doing the same shit I'm doing, homie. Like
Right,
why is he
right,
my enemiga? And
right.
where did this war start? You know what I mean? Like if you look at the barrios fighting today, like where did that animosity stem from, homie? Over a Jaina, or
Mm.
over something dumb. Like, come on, I'm gonna go try to take out everybody in your barrio. Like if I try to fight the whole world that's checking on my Jaina, it's a never-ending battle, homie.
Yeah, ego.
Yeah, it's our own ego, but at the same time, it's we're a tribal people, homie.
Simón.
It's in our blood to, have that fucking alpha male in us. You know what I mean? So I think it's that too, And then I mean, all the homies that I had that I kicked it with are all older, so I felt like the need to. I gotta show these homies what's up. I could hold my own. So
How old were you when you had your first kid?
my first kid at 19,
Did did,
18. My bad.
did that have an effect on you, or were you still kind of cut? Because at that age, it's
No,
still
I
hard
was
to
still,
focus. No.
yeah. I think of three of my boys, I think maybe around the fourth son that I had, I was still out there fucking around. I mean, I was
Yeah.
still doing, making poor choices. But it's just a lot of the older homeboys, I gotta give it to them. They really looked out for me. You know what I mean? Like they schooled me. I feel like they schooled me right. Even though it's bad shit that I was learning, I really learned. You learn what homeboys to trust. You know what homeboy you're gonna take with you on a mission, or what homeboy's weak. Like, nah, And there's
Yeah.
some in every barrio. Not every barrio doesn't have a fucking the hitter squad. You know what I mean? There's a vato that's gonna rank it. There's a vato that they really don't want to bang, but he's in there from the high notes. There's a vato that just don't know what the fuck he's doing. And then there's that one homeboy that's you can't take that fool nowhere.
Nowhere.
He's gonna bang on somebody.
Yeah. There was this term that the colonizers used to use on us too, but there was a savage and honorable savage.
Mm.
And so, but we were still savages, but they were saying that like when they would go to war against them, like when the Indians would the natives would knock down the white folks,
Mm.
but they would knock them down with honor,
Mm.
and the other ones would just do some crazy off the wall shit. So, I was just wondering because I feel like in our neighborhoods we have that kind of honorable savage,
Mm.
and then fools that are just off the hook. But we're all savages because we're all hurt,
Yeah.
and we're all trying to replace that pain, and you can't replace that pain with false prophets,
Right. Right.
neighborhoods, women, success. I tried to fill all that hole I had,
Mm.
and I couldn't until I let go and just let God and let my Creator take over. You feel
Yeah.
me? And surrender to Him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wanted to get into that. Como, do you know your first piece of knowledge, a first piece of like book or something that got you on one? Because I
Well,
feel you're on one in a
I
good way.
I think when I was little, my grandfather would always call me in the room, made me I want to talk to you, and he would always tell me, you might not understand what I'm gonna tell you right now about like whatever. Most of it was cultura, but or our culture, for those that don't know Spanish. But I feel like it was that he just put me up at that young age that where everywhere we went, a lot of our people would show my grandfather respect, like shake his hand and make sure you look a man in his eyes when you're speaking to him and give that man the utmost respect, you know what I mean? And um I feel like I started getting it at a young age, bro. I back then. As
Yeah.
far as being older, I think it was more of not that I got fucking turned on where I want to be the smartest fucking vato in the room or nothing like that. But I think it was I was so ignorant on thinking that I knew everything that I wanted to prove. It happened with a certain individual, an older gentleman at that time. I was only like 17, 18, and this dude that he was related to a homeboy. He was talking to a gang of homies, and he's right there talking about just different shit. And it wasn't even called a conspiracy. Like it was just a bunch of shit about the flat Earth and all this and that. And I'm right there, looking at this vato like, man, shut the fuck up. You
Yeah.
sound dumb, homie. It's dumb. And he ended up calling me out in front of all the homies. And that was like an embarrassing thing. Like, hey, you're not gonna call me out in front of the homies. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna prove your ass wrong. And I made it my point to fucking prove this vato wrong, and I ended up being the one that was wrong,
Yeah.
and I had to come to terms with that. Damn, I'm pretty ignorant, homie. Like, I need to fucking step my shit up. Like, I don't know everything, and my grandpa was right. Learn something from everybody and anybody out here on Skid Row. There's a gang of smart ass people out there. Now, whether they're living on the street or not, I mean, who knows, homie? May I have a heartbreak or they're addicted to dope, but
Yeah.
a lot of them are smart individuals. There's something that you can learn from them on how maybe not to be a bum, maybe how not to live in the street or get into addiction or whatever, or something from you, homie, something from homeboy. You can learn something from anybody. Don't ever think that you can't learn something from somebody.